You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as a backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline, just like Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond.
Want to learn from those that are taking their lives, their businesses, and their passions to the next level? Best-selling author of Master the Art of Connecting and professional speaker Lou Diamond is here to connect you to some of the most inspiring and amazing people on the planet. Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Welcome, everyone, to another spectacular episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. I'm your host, Lou Diamond. Today on Thrive Loud, we have the founder and backbone of Siam Sports Management. He's a certified NFL and CFL agent. Through his vision, passion, and excellent work ethic, his unique and personable approach strives not only to meet, but surpass his clients' goals and expectations, both on and off the field. Thrive Loud listeners, put your helmet on. Get ready for some sports conversation. We've got Ali Siam here today on Thrive Loud. Ali, how are you today?
Great. How are you? Thanks for having me. What an intro.
I tried to. The only thing that was missing was music in the background, really loud noises and fanfare, I guess.
Yeah.
What I'd love to do, a lot of people, and those who are fans of what not always, they've got the vision of Jerry Maguire in their head. They've got the vision of what it's like to be an agent. But maybe do me a favor, Ali, let's rewind a little bit and help the listeners understand how this became your gig.
Yeah, well, it's truly nothing like the movie Jerry Maguire or what you think happens in the industry. It's a lot of people are sports fans and they're they watch the games, they chastise their hated players, they love their favorites, but they don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, and you bring up the movie Jerry Maguire. I hated that movie actually, because when it came out, then everyone else wanted to become an agent, and when I already wanted to, and I just had a passion of sports law, negotiation, and when I couldn't become a pro athlete myself, I figured what's the next best thing to do to have that passion and do something about. So I wanted to become an associate and manager to these athletes, and I've been doing football, NFL for about 7 years now, and I used to be a semi-pro golfer. I played golf in college, and that became my passion in college. And when I was in college at USC, I took a lot of classes with football players, and I found that they were lacking that trusted associate and mentor. They never trusted anybody, and for some reason, well, actually not for some reason, for a good reason, people always opened up to me and trusted me. And I started giving some guys some tips and pointers, and next thing you know it, I'm representing people from my alma mater a few years later. And I just wanted to mix that passion I had for sports and business, basically.
Ali, a lot of people hear the numbers that some of these athletes sign for, and they hear about sports agent, and I'm sure you get this all the time. All they think about is, oh my God, these multi-million-dollar contracts and the work that's around there. I have a lot of friends who are agents and have been in the business. And the best description I had one time was, there is no price tag for how much babysitting I need to do. My question to you, Ali, is the stuff that people don't know about being an agent, the work, the negotiating, the contract work. Maybe help paint a picture a little bit of a day in the life, because I know it's not the same every day, but a lot of the work that has to be done to represent the athletes that you represent.
Right. So there's the babysitting part of it, with your clients who are currently already in the league, stuff comes up, and I handle marketing for most of my clients. You got to get them the off the field appearances and endorsements. If his shoe rips in practice, you got to get him some new shoes ASAP. Then there's the prospective client. You got to start recruiting the college players. I like to start, in the roughly around the junior year of college, and have a list of, who I want to go after. And you got to approach them and tell them why you're different than these other bozos, because all these agents sound the same. It's like like those postcards you get, or, cards you get at holidays, they all sound the same, but, you got to differentiate yourself like any good business person would want to do. And, there's so many different things to it. And then, you got to keep the guys happy. You got to fight other agents away from stealing them. A lot of people, their families need things. For example, my client's sister got fired from her job. I helped her find a job. Stuff that normal agents, quote unquote, wouldn't do. I'm more of a family atmosphere boutique type. I know the parents well, and the sisters and the brothers, and I do a lot more for the guys than most agents, quote unquote, which is why I'm, kind of separate myself from the competition. But every day something different comes up. There's not real one answer to your question. Like right now I'm recruiting for next year. This year is kind of done until the draft. I don't have anyone in the draft this year because I was focusing on my clients and some personal things for this year. But there's then the training camp starts. Some guys might get cut. Some guys who are on the street right now might get hired. So every day is something different, and there's no off days. Like you said, any day that ends in Y, you're on call. I've had client get arrested at 3 a.m. I've had another client, tear his ACL in the shower. Yeah. All types of stuff, comes up.
The work in the cool industry that you're in can get to the point that you're dealing with a lot of, stuff you just don't want to be dealing with every day. And it can almost make the passion for being this cool agent, lose a little bit of its luster, lose a little bit of its glamour. How do you do two things? One, how do you keep it, interesting and fresh for yourself and always making it exciting so that each day is really good and you bring that passion to your efforts? And how do you maintain that family sense of balance in the way that you communicate and work with your clients? That's a lot of energy probably that's required to do what you do.
Yeah. The whole mentality of the 21-year-old, 25-year-old has changed dramatically in this country, in the last 5 years, I'd say. I'm 39 years old. So kind of just staying attuned to the culture of how the younger mind thinks. A lot of these kids don't trust people. I'm very attuned to psychology, and if they have childhood trauma or came from a single parent or rough background, I know how to talk to them. I know what to say. I know what not to say. I do my homework before I get in business with someone now. I learned that. So picking the right client before you start to do the dance is a big step, so you don't have to blame yourself later. You learn from your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. You got to put a lot of time and money into these guys now. A lot of people don't know how much money it costs to, sign or train these guys for the draft process. There's the trainers, and especially in Los Angeles, competing with these mega agencies, so I have to find the right guy from the right family who's looking for more of the personal attention and the family atmosphere, and who gets it. A lot of the kids think they get it, and they're getting their tushy kissed on Instagram and all these, mock drafts and Twitter and this guy and that guy. And, I have an IG model date tomorrow, can you get me a suit? I'm like, this is not the type of guy for me. So just messing with the right crowd, and I was just telling my son this the other day, you can't let people change who you are and who you want to be. And this business has tested me many, many times on, loyalty, on getting screwed over. And, when you go through pain in life, it does two things: you either learn from it and make yourself better, or you put yourself in darkness, and get in a bad place. So I try not to let other people's ignorance or mistakes affect me. I know who I am. I know who I want to be. And I've come to the point in life where if people aren't content with that, I'm not going to yell at them or get upset with them. I'm just going to, use it for, knowledge for my future business and learn from it, and that's tough for people to take. It's a tough business. It's a very tough business. And it's nowadays college kids can make money now.
I was just about to go down this. For the listeners who don't know this, that the recent rulings of the now, whether it's for your NFTs or whatever, all the likeness dollars that these players can get, has that now brought the agency model into the college aged kid now?
Absolutely. Yeah. The NIL deals, as they call it, and, all these, it's kind of like the mega agencies are using this new law as kind of a down payment to get the kids into their system and, get them some things here and there for a year, and then have them sign with them as their agent as well. And if you can't bring something to the table off the field, and you're going to fall behind, and a lot of these kids, they think their value is a lot bigger than what it is. They need a big ego check. Like, you're a 330-pound defensive lineman. There's not that many things or that many companies at this moment who want to mess with you.
Right.
Just the fact, I can get you this and that and that. That's just the reality of it, but if you want someone who's going to, be there for you and push you and sell you to the teams and know you inside and out and take care of everything you and your family needs, I'm your guy. Just don't think about that short-term quick dollar. Think about the long-term big dollar,
So I want to hit this point because I think it's an important one. The establishing trust is really interesting at the level that you're at, because let's make it clear. It is very clear how you get compensated. You're helping them make money, and in turn, you're getting a percentage of that. And obviously, the original work that you put in established a trust with the people who are your clients. And a lot of the business in this space comes from referrals. I would imagine that's true.
Right.
If we were to talk and interview one of Ali's clients, what would they say about you as it relates to the work that you do? Because that's what is eventually selling you down the road. And how does that, do you highlight those differences? Because they might not have a different perspective, but what are the things that when they speak on your behalf, they say about you?
They say, like, this guy is just like an energetic, like, psychopath, and he's different. I text or call him at any time of the day. He hits me back within 5 or 10 minutes, whether he's, at dinner with his son, or he's on the treadmill, or, he's very, very responsive. He's consistent. He's passionate and emotional, and he's very honest, and he knows what he's doing, and he has the connections, and he's just different. Like, I went to USC. I signed the team captain at my alma mater, like 3 of the last 5 years. And, so they, like you said, referrals, they already know about me before I even hit them up. And a lot of the times I get the interviews with the big clients just because of that. And they already know what they're getting into, and I do have other businesses. I do commercial real estate development as well. So they know I'm not leeching after their money or there is a trap. A lot of times you go into these homes, of these guys, and they have their guards are up right away. And I give them my whole presentation. I tell them what I can do. I even know their competitors, who's talking to them also. And a lot of times the first question is like, so what's the catch? Like, what's the catch? Like, who are you? And what I learned as I got deeper into this business and I had more personal turmoil in my personal life is that I get more of it from the mentoring aspect of it with these young guys, and the bond and them looking up to me as a bigger brother and a kind of a second father figure, and just having that relationship. You can buy nice things, but you can't buy quality relationships.
Let's take the other side, and that is the ones you have to negotiate with. More and more, whether it's in your specific case, having dealt with NFL football players, you're dealing with the brass of these organizations, and a lot of it's basically a higher math about understanding what salary caps are all about and where your players might fit. Helping to bridge those gaps. What's it like working with Ali from that side of the coin? Is that part of your trust thing, that not only do you obviously you help them with their marketing relationships and promotion pieces, but at the end of the day, their biggest contract is their salary. So talk about working with the NFL brass and the front office.
Yeah. So I have a very good relationship with all the teams, from the general managers to their regional scouts. And I kind of do my own homework at which prospects I want to go after. Then I hit them up. I'm like, what do you think about this guy? They're like, oh yeah, I like that guy. I like the under the radar guys. I don't like the big name guys. I like the guys who might go like 3rd to 6th round, who maybe aren't getting as much attention as they deserve. And then I do all the homework I can on them, from, what their sister does to where their parents immigrated from. So when I go into the meeting with them, I know more about them than anyone else they're going to meet with, to kind of build that trust and relationship. If they have a rough event in their life, whether they, tore a ligament in high school and they bounce back, I know the story of, all that, the rehab and everything. So I can have that click and link with them. So they're like, wow, this guy opens up to me, knows that. And then I open up about my own life to kind of let them know, I'm not a closed book. I'm vulnerable. I'm strong. I have a street sense. I have I know millionaires. I know people who have nothing, but they treat me and I treat them the same and with respect. And, you make them feel like they're a person. And I tell them the story of, my first client ever, when I got in the business, he broke his back and his career ended, unfortunately. And 3 years later, I was at his wedding. So I keep the relationships going, post-career, and I help these guys set up their life post-career. And I keep the right people around them too. I try to, for example, my client had some bad friends. They would always use him, to pay for meals, pay for trips. He had one good friend out of the 8. So one day I told him, after we worked out, let's leave our wallets in our car. Just pretend we forgot our wallets when we go eat. And I bet you Jimmy is going to be the only guy who offers to pay out of those guys. And we're, oh man, I forgot our wallet. Oh, and Jimmy, I got this one, dude. I got this one. Other guys, not a word. And I told him when we got in the car later, that I told him, that's your only good friend. All right. If you don't have anything, that's the guy you can count on. I told you that. And eventually he separated ties from those other guys, and, it's a sign of maturity,
Mm-hmm. This, I'm going to bring this one last point before we double click down on you a little bit and have some fun here. This is some of the craziest, it never ends, to your point. Like, the recruiting process is nonstop. The agency process is really hard. When you look at what's your overall take on where you see things going in the business of football, right? Because it's such a big behemoth, and it is a tremendous, it's news every single day of the week. Doesn't matter in season, out of season. In fact, this off season, as you and I are recording this in early April, there's been more off season activity than ever than ever. I mean, like and even the broadcasters are moving booths and changing their logos. So with all of that, that just puts a tremendous amount of burden on you in managing that. I want to know how you manage what is the endless season. It's a really long trough and it never ends.
Yeah. Normally you see this with baseball and basketball, but this year football is kind of taking the spotlight, especially with this Deshaun Watson $250 million all guaranteed deal. The guy's had some legal problems. The team's gotten a lot of, bad press for taking that opportunity, but like a contract like that changes the whole market for all quarterbacks. So if you have a quarterback, all their agents right now are like, yes, now we know we have leverage to get our guy more. And all the teams are like to the Browns, what did you do? What are you doing, man? But I like to be honest and transparent with my guys and keep them in check. Kind of a reality check. Both the guys I'm recruiting who are in college right now, I said, you know what? The teams think you're a 4th or 5th round guy. And if you're a 4th or 5th round guy, I'm going to treat you like, way better 2nd or 3rd round resources. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to send you there. But that's where you are. And that's where you're going to be. No, if an agent comes to you and says, I'm going to get you in the 1st, 2nd round, they're full of it. Don't listen to them. That's ridiculous. And with the guys who are already in the league, always can't go a week without not talking to them. You always got to talk to them, never disappear, because another guy will always come and put some, stuff in his ear. But you want to be realistic with them too. Be like, you know what? This is the other guys, 5 guys in the league that are similar to you, their stats. This is what they're making. Your contract is coming up. You should be making this. And because I know you better than anyone else inside and out since day one. I know, your story, everything. I'm going to get you more money because I can sell you better.
Yep. Ali, I love asking guests on the program this question. I want to know where you go with this. Look, you are following your passion and living it each and every day, and you're literally living it each and every day. It never ends. But we all have days when we're not quite kicking on all cylinders or we're a little off our game. Ali, Siam, when you have trouble thriving, what practice do you seek, or maybe which individual do you seek out to get yourself back on the thriving track?
I dwell on the positive of what I have, as opposed to thinking about what I don't have. I'm a single parent. When I pick up my son, or my 6-year-old son at school, or, when I look at some of the video clips of him and teaching him from the mistakes that I made in my life, that's my motivation. I say I can't afford to fold or go that route right now. I can't allow myself to not be the best me possible, and it's just something competitive and, instinctual you're born with. You just, some people you can't teach that to, but I just want to be the best me possible. And I want to be consistent, not make excuses. And, like they say, when your time on this earth passes, the 5-year-old you and the 80-year-old you are the only people that you owe an explanation to or want to hear, good things from.
Right.
And a lot of people's opinion does not matter to me anymore that used to. So as long as I'm giving it my best and I learn from my mistakes and I don't repeat the same mistakes, and I have that energy and drive to be different, and I don't change myself because of a cutthroat dark industry or a dark time in my life. I don't, for example, if some bad business stuff's going on, I don't want to take it out on my friend or my son, with a temper tantrum. It's very shallow and weak. You just use that pain and that frustration and transform it into motivating yourself.
I like it. Let's do the admin part of the show here. Share with the listeners where everybody can learn about you, websites, URLs, hashtags, socials, whatever you want. We'll put it all in the show notes, but it always gets more engagement when they hear it from you.
Awesome. Yeah. It's My Instagram is at Siam Sports, SIAM Sports, and siamsports.net is the website. But all my social media handles are at Siam Sports.
Awesome. We will put it all in the show notes. We also give a shout out because Ali doesn't know this, but I'm a diehard Chargers fan. So I'm a big fan of Nawasu, who's one of his clients. So giving him a shout out. He's
on the Seahawks now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still a fan of his. He still was. I'm not going to lose him anyway.
Yeah. My son wants his New Jersey too.
We went to Seahawk one exactly. All right, we're going to go down Fun Street with you, Ali, here. So that being said, can you share with the listeners what you shared with me is your all-time favorite movie?
Oh, I love Coming to America.
And I'm assuming the original, not the
original. Yeah. Sequel was a little disappointing, but I think I have the original memorized, like word for word.
So little personal story on that movie. That movie was recorded in an area of Queens, New York, filmed most of it. And I have a buddy who literally lived a block away from where the McDowell's was. And it was a Wendy's that they used. And they wanted it, when they were filming, they were like, what's going on with the Wendy's over there? There's some kind of weird sign up there. It was very funny when they were doing all the filming. So I always joke about that.
Nice. Yeah,
we're going to do this.
They're always like, what do you put in your hair, Ali? And I always say, oh, just fruit and berries. Fruit and berries.
As long as you're not leaning up against the couch, right? You don't have to leave a
stain.
Little. All right. So Ali, I'm going to do the speed round here on Fun Street. I want you to share with me the first thing that comes to your mind. These are things that lift you up, that motivate you, that make you feel good, that basically make you thrive. Ready?
Right.
Okay. Of late, a song maybe that you're listening to or one that pumps you up.
I like Super Gremlin by Kodak Black.
Oh, wow. We're getting recent, and it's a fun tune. I like that one.
Yeah. Favorite
food that's not a dessert?
Pizza.
Favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
I like your style. I'm with you on all these. An activity you wish you did more of?
Golf.
An activity you wish you did less of?
Talking to toxic women.
If I could snap my fingers, Ali, and you could be anywhere in the world, where are you?
I am in Tula, Mexico.
Oh,
Tulum.
Yeah, that's real nice.
Yeah.
Down there at I went to Cancun, and whatever's right south of Cancun. One time we went there, Playa
del Carmen.
Yeah, Del Carmen, and then we headed down to Tulum. Tulum's really nice.
Nice.
Ali, Siam Sports Management. Everybody check it out. We'll put all the links in the show notes. Hey, keep rocking and rolling, man. We can keep on getting good clients and being that family man that they all need. So thanks for coming on the program today.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
You got it. And to all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us. And until next time, keep moving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright, be gone.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Check us out on the web at thriveloud.com and follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at Thrive Loud. And check us out on the Good Pods app at Thrive Loud, where you can follow, listen, and connect directly to Lou and all of the Thrive Loud episodes. Thanks for listening.